Aw, so cute. This little girl didn't know how to be quiet. I think I knew about what I was going to be even at this age. So it's fun looking at this little face. As a Black Latina, especially Afro-Cuban, it was interesting trying to fit in at an early age, but not trying to fit in at the same time because I knew that I was different. Luckily, my parents were really supportive of understanding, the issues that I would come back from school dealing with, and just always encouraged me to love myself and know that I am different, to love my brown skin, and to not always have to feel like I have to fit into a box. It was different being Afro-Cuban, and there's not a lot of Cubans in America either. So, but I love the fact that that's where I come from. It makes me really proud. It means I had to do some more digging into my past and who my family is and where we come from. And there's still much more to go. I am kind of a daddy's girl for sure. Not kind of, I'm definitely a daddy's girl. Growing up, my dad meant a lot to me in my life. He talked a lot to us. He talked to my sisters and I and constantly educated us. And he was a really spontaneous guy. I would tell myself, gosh, what would I say? I would say don't let anybody spoil your shine. I think in this time, I was beginning to move into getting a record deal and all that stuff. There was probably a little small group of people who were just trying to that said my type of happiness wasn't real. I didn't listen to those people, to be honest with you, but for a slight second, they almost tried to dim my shine for a second. But I woke up. Oh, hey. I can remember this day. This is actually for my It's About Time album, and it was about time. That album was my second album, and it took me a while to put it together because I wanted to find the right songs for it and write the right songs for it. This is my coming of age, in my 20s, kind of going from the Disney girl to now I'm an adult. The inspiration even for this photo shoot was from Sex and the City. And I think even just the look in my eyes says a lot about who I am. Just I'm a dreamer. I think I look out and I see things and oh, you're gonna make me cry. Looking back at this piece of my life, I don't want to take anything back. I don't take anything back at all. But it's funny because asking myself to give advice to myself back then, I'm usually it's something that would help alter something maybe, but I think I love where everything in my life has gone in every single stage that I've seen so far. And I know I hustled and I worked my butt off for a reason back then, so I have no regrets about that. I love being a mom. I never imagined in all those other pictures that I would even be a mom, and then let alone be a mom of 3. I'm pretty impressed with what she achieved. First off, I found out that kids, especially Black and Latino, are most common dealing with the greater issues when it comes to oral health care. And a lot of that has to do with education. So my father and my mom both implemented a lot of education because they dealt with root canals. They definitely dealt with a lot of issues when it came to oral health. And then when you find out later, it can also can become chronic issues. We're talking about closing the smile gap with Crest and Oral-B. He was the one that taught me to make sure I brush my teeth all the time, dental floss all the time. And so I am now teaching my children what my parents taught me, because if you start early, you're able to implement a greater education for them when it comes to oral health care in their future.